What the fuck is up? Higher point of view here. It is your West Coast Packer backer. Here to talk about a 5th round selection of the Packers. This is going to be a tough one. Kingsley Enagbare. I don't know. We got a whole summer to figure out this nigga name. Just like it took a minute for Josh Nijman. I used to call him Josh Neiman. It's Josh Nijman, you guys. So, now we getting deeper into the draft, obviously. Now, these people that we're going to talk about, you know, there's going to be no All-American. There's going to be no kind of accolades I could say. All I can talk to you about is measurements and what I see on the film and what he was slated to do. So, this is what, you know, some people will call, he's raw. First of all, 6'4", though. Let's talk about the measurements. This is why I think he got picked. 6'4", 260, but he has a motherfucking wingspan of a person that's 6'11". That's kind of like NBA status. That's kind of scary, bro. And as in the position he's going to be an edge rusher, long arms is really going to help him with dealing with offensive linemen. You know, so he's going to be able to shed blocks. One thing I did see in this film is that he's a good block shedder in a running game. Hey, he has the long arms. They're able to extend, touch their linemen before they touch him, shed them out of the way, go in the backfield and make a tackle. Now, South Carolina, SEC team. Y'all know I love the SEC. They're the best in college. So that has to be good. The level of competition he's playing against was high. Now, when it comes to the stats, I mean, again, he's raw, so we're going to have to put him in the oven. Like, this shit just ain't going to be ready to, you know, it's not, he ain't going to start, you know. I mean, all we would really be doing, though, to ask him to start was to beat Dean Lowry out. I mean, I don't know how much that would take. All due respect to Dean Lowry. You made a few plays, but, you know, it's time that you turn into a rotational guy, not just a guy that we depend on. So, but back to this guy. He could kind of be like a Zadarius type, y'all. Again, with the long arms like that, he's not the fastest, but he's above average in speed. He ran a 4.8 or something. He ain't Jadeveon Clowney. Shout out to Jadeveon Clowney, though, one of the best players from South Carolina. And while we talking about South Carolina, shout out to a couple other their dogs. Shout out to Deebo Samuel. Shout out to motherfucking Stephon Gilmore. So, you know, they put out good product. You know, they put out good players. But again, this is what they would call a project. You know, he's very raw. He has, like, and another thing I said, what got Rashawn Gary to Green Bay was his get off. Now, as a lineman or edge rusher, bro, we can work with you if you got a good get off. And that's what he does have. So combine a good get off with his long arms and being able to know how to block shed. Like, that's something we could work with. The rest we could draft and develop and work on. So again, I don't expect this guy to be motherfucking, goddamn. I don't expect this guy. It done got hot out of nowhere, bro. It was like gloomy and everything. Now sun out, beaming and shit. I gotta, yeah, but anyway. Yeah, bro, again, he's raw. A few things I want to add on a couple of our other picks that we got that I forgot to add. The lineman we got from UCLA, now, he has short arms. He would be pretty much a bad matchup against this guy who we got right now. But the lineman in UCLA, Ryan, what I missed out on my scouting of him is they say he couldn't guard the most elite edge rushers, but hey, he did. Against the Giants picked him with the 5th pick, Thibodeau. He played against him when Thibodeau went to Oregon, and he did pretty good for himself. Thibodeau didn't cause no problems that game. So, again, there's always exceptions. They say, you know, he can't guard the best of the best. That's why they want to move him to guard. He can't play tackle. But, hey, he could play tackle. He stopped that motherfucker. But another thing, I told y'all, Christian Watson, his ball handling skills are just amazing. He knows exactly when to switch the ball over to the side of the hand that he needs to. Example, I hate to bring this up to you guys. I hate to remind you about this, but the Mercedes Lewis fumble heard around the world, the fumble that basically took away all the momentum from us in the divisional game, that motherfucker had it in the wrong hand. He may have been trying to switch it over, but that motherfucker had it in the wrong hand. If he would have had it in this hand, that ball might have bounced out of bounds. We would never know, though, because he fumbled and that shit went in the field of play, and y'all know what the fuck happened after that. So that's why the way this guy totes the rock, bro, y'all gonna love Watson. But back to this Kingsley dude. I guarantee you this, he's gonna be better than Kingsley Kiki, okay? You know, that just was, I think his floor is probably Kingsley Kiki. His ceiling could be like a Zadarius Smith. I mean, we could really work with the size that he had. But again, he's raw. You're gonna have to put him in the oven. He's gonna be a project, you know, like, but again, what other way to learn than be behind two dominant pass rushers? And yes, I'm going to say that motherfucking Preston Smith is a dominant pass rusher at this point. Every year he's gotten, better. He had one down year, but came back even better than that, and I expect the same from him this year. Now with this kid, every year he's actually gotten better. Now the stats are very low and they're very unassuming. First year, he only got 1 sack. Second year, he had 3 sacks. And the third year, he had 4 or 5, I don't know. But his whole career, he barely had like 10 sacks in college. He missed his senior season due to COVID, and that's also why I think his draft stock dropped a little bit, because he was slated to go higher than he did. That's why they're calling him a steal that we got him. But the year off of COVID, there's a lot of students who chose not to play during COVID when they wasn't too sure of what the virus was or how it would affect people. It was a lot of players from colleges dropping out their senior year. So he just sat out a year, and I know the NFL is kind of like, what have you done for me lately? We'll see when Michael Thomas comes back. When you were here, bro, you were probably one of the top 5 wide receivers. When you come back, I don't think you're going to be. We will see, because, hey, the NFL moves fast, bro. These people are good. Defenders are good. Defensive coordinators are good. They finding out the best way to stop you. So, yeah, that's it for this dude, all right, y'all? He's raw, you know what I'm saying? But again, we can work with his size, and we can work with his get off. And one more thing, they say his hand game is just vicious. Like, that is something that we need, because that is something that Rashawn Gary didn't have. His hand game wasn't good with, initiating contact and doing certain moves. He was just known for his bull rush at Michigan. But what happened after 2 or 3 years of good coaching and being with a great program like the Packers? This motherfucker, hey, during the divisional game against the Niners, he did the Reggie White club. Yes, he did. He clubbed the motherfucker out of the way. That motherfucker flew and he went in. I don't know if he got a sack, but if not, it was close. And another thing about this guy that's probably, you would say bad, is he doesn't finish. And that's clear from the amount of sacks he has. He was in the area, he just didn't finish it out. So if a lineman gets his hands on him, that's when he has trouble. I mean, that's obviously when anybody has trouble once they get their hands on you. But, he's going to have to work on his hand game after contact. He has great hand game when he's initiating contact and attacking. But when it comes to linemen already having you, when they have you in between your pads like this, they can steer you and push you back. You're going to be on skates, bro. So that's one problem he had, was finishing plays. But again, hey, it's something that we could work with. Look, I ain't even take a hit yet, but it's hot as a motherfucker. I'm about to get up out of here, y'all. But let me just take a hit for y'all real quick so I can hit the road. I'm going to have to get a little driving deal going on with this motherfucker. I'm going to have to set up something where I could drive and talk and shit, because I'll be on the move. I had to pull over to do a video. Shit, some hoods I don't want to be in. But shit, I'm out, y'all. Hey, we're going to keep it going. We're going to talk about everybody, y'all. But now we are getting to the point where we're reaching, or they're project players, and they're we'll see kind of players. But again, there's players found everywhere. And to give you reference on an undrafted free agent, I meant to mention in my last video, Sam Shields. He was an undrafted free agent. You seen what the fuck he did for our defense back in the day. He solidified it. We didn't know he was going to do it, but he came in there and he put that other side of the corner. Like, he had that shit on lockdown. And he ran the 4.2 coming out of college. He went to Miami. So shout out to Sam Shields, man. Great Packer, underrated Packer. And he helped us on our journey to get that Super Bowl. He was very integral in that. But shit, I'm out of this motherfucker. We're going to move on to the next one, y'all. We're going to keep on going. I'm going to keep letting y'all know what I know about these players. But that's this guy. He ain't going to be a starter day 1. Might not even be a starter day 2 or 3, but to sit back behind Preston and Rashawn and be in there with Tipa and be in there with Garvin. Now, right now, I would say he's bigger than Tipa. He has the better measurables than both of those guys, Tipa and Garvin, the guy he's going to be fighting with for time. And Garvin. Well, I was going to say something about Garvin. He's bigger than Garvin, stronger than Tipa. So, like, he has an advantage over both of those guys. So, he might find his way in the rotation. Not starting lineup, but in the rotation. But then again, I don't know. He might just surprise everybody and, take Dean Lowry's spot. I mean, that's not the hardest thing to do. I mean, no disrespect. We love you, Dean Lowry. We love Tyler Lancaster, too. But, those been kind of like the outcasts of the D-line. Those been the guys who, even Kingsley Kiki, those been the guys who we thought that would come in and help Kenny. Kenny ain't still got no help, but Kenny got help this year. Jerron Reed, TJ Slayton coming back. And again, this is a 5th-round pick. We got TJ Slayton in the 5th round. TJ Slayton is somebody we would call a project. But what did he do? He came in for a couple games. He started a whole game. Like, he put in some work and he got better. He was better at the end of the year than he was in the beginning. That's all that we could hope. And we're going to expect more from TJ Slayton. So That's what I got on this guy. We're going to move on to the next one. I'll holler at y'all. Thank you for fucking with me. Shout out to all the new subs. Shout out to the Pack Attack, the whole gang. You already know what it is, but I'm getting out of here.